Alyssa's POV. My father rarely mentioned my mother anymore, so hearing him say that here in front of everyone made my heart ache. Did mother have wings? I asked softly through our pack's mind speak. I had been so young I hardly remembered her. She did. She was the only one in her family to have them. They were small, but they were a symbol of power, especially since the feather wing pack had almost lost that magic entirely. Your mother was a very special woman and would be so proud to see this. I wish she could see me too. I thought to myself. If she were here I wouldn't have endured those years in Red Maple Camp. Whilst I was lost in my thoughts of my father's praise, neither I nor Carys saw the stone flying towards us. The stone cracked against Carys' face, and she couldn't help but let out a sharp growl. Caleb was glaring at us with more anger than a 4-year-old should know. Go away! Go away! You're going to ruin my family! He cried. He reached down, picking up another stone and throwing it at us again, almost catching Carys's eye. Vivian did nothing to stop it, and Carys growled louder and louder. Carys, back down. This is what they want. I don't care, this will put them in their places. No. Carys, please. But she wasn't listening to me as she lunged towards my younger brother. Caleb screamed and Freya stood in front of him protectively. Alyssa, if you harm a single hair on their heads I will throw you right back into that prison. My father threatened, but it did nothing to help Carys's anger. Carys was distracted with our younger brother, ready to tear him apart. But through her eyes, I could see a blue glow from my father's hand as frost crept around his feet. He was preparing to use his magic to stop me, maybe even kill me. Just as Carys was about to lunge again, and my father was about to hit me with the full might of his power, another voice intervened. Stop this. By order of your prince. He commanded with authority. The brunette man approached and everyone, including my father, dropped to their knees in respect. I was about to tell Carys to do the same when his scent hit me with full force. Like roses were dancing in the wind around me, urging me closer to this man. A thread connected me to him, yanking me closer and closer. Mate. Carys cried to me, her tail wagging happily. There was no one but him in our thoughts. Even Carys's anger towards Caleb had disappeared as I urged her closer to him, to get a better look at his hair shimmering in the sun and those emerald green eyes glittering. He was extremely handsome and I recognized him immediately. He was Alexander Lupus, the second prince of the kingdom. I thought he had felt the same as me as he watched me carefully, but in a split second a pain ran through my head, almost bringing Carys to the floor. I knew what this was immediately. The royal family were spirit controllers, and right now Alexander was trying to bend mine to his will. Carys could hardly stand it any longer, and she fell to the ground, whimpering in pain. Even still, Carys wanted to be closer to our mate, wanted him to protect us despite him harming us instead. We can't let him treat us this way. I told her and we worked together to stand, to not break in front of our mate. Alexander seemed surprised and his eyes began to glow, the pressure in our heads building like we were going to explode. Carys wasn't going to back down, spreading her wings in defiance as we took another step closer. Alexander's eyes turned a hateful gold, and no willpower on earth could stop us from crumbling to the floor again. If this continued, Carys and I might die, so I forcibly took control of my body. The pain disappeared as I shifted, leaving only my wings to wrap around my naked body. I tried to call to Carys, but she had retreated so far into our soul that I couldn't reach her. She was hurting, just as I was. I was glad she didn't have to see the disgust in his eyes. Freya gasped aloud, clinging onto Alexander's arm dramatically. Does anyone have something my sister can use to cover up? She announced loudly. I couldn't help but notice the way she clutched his arm like he was hers. He did nothing about it, even with his pitiful, naked mate in front of him. I flushed in shame and hurt, looking away from him. A golden cloak was thrown onto my body, and it smelled so potently of my mate that I wanted to cry. I will have a moment alone with Alyssa. The silent command was obvious to those around me as I fumbled to bring the cloak protectively around me. Everyone quickly left me to the mercy of the second prince. Even my father didn't spare me a second glance as he picked Caleb up quickly to take him away. My heart stung to see him be so fatherly. 5 years ago, Alexander started, bringing my attention back to me. When we first met, I knew you were my mate. Then you were taken away for murder. My heart stopped in my chest, and I looked at him pleadingly. I didn't. That doesn't matter. But it does. I whimpered, tears brimming in my eyes and my throat getting clogged with emotions. You think me capable of such things when you don't know me. Your eyes show me that you hate me, your mate. How are we going to get past this if I couldn't clear my name? If no one would ever believe me? I choked back a sob and looked him in the eye, asking the question I knew would break my heart. You're not here for me, are you? It was Freya he was here to claim. It never would have been me. I did not come for you, he confirmed, looking off into the distance where Freya had walked off. Then, to add salt to the wound, though I knew what he was going to say next, I still wasn't prepared. I, Alexander Lupus, the second prince of the Lunar Kingdom, reject you, Alyssa Snow, as my mate. With every word put into that rejection, there was a tear in my heart, so when he finished, it was like it had shattered completely. The thread I had felt earlier that pulled me towards him had snapped. I, Alyssa Snow, daughter of the Alpha of Iceheart Pack, accept your rejection. I waited until he turned around before I crumpled to the ground, silent and hollow, wishing the ground would swallow me up. I thought I could make a new start with my father getting me out of Red Maple Camp. Now I felt helpless and hopeless. If the man who was destined for me didn't want me, who would?